We've been talking about 10 reasons to go all in on YouTube. And in part one, we were really talking about internal reasons like build history and legacy, have an archive to show your kids, to show future generations, become a creator, not just a consumer, grow personally, and all these benefits of the fact that when you punch fear in the face and you start a YouTube channel, you honestly become a different person. It challenges you to level up. It'll actually affect other areas of your life. And if you let it, you truly will become a better leader, a better entrepreneur. You'll be forced to learn new skills. You'll be forced to solve problems. But in part two, I'm excited to talk about the next 5 reasons, which are really external reasons, benefits to your business, your brand, your bank account. And the first one is to get discovered. One of the reasons to start a YouTube channel in a competitive world, on YouTube. You might say, I feel like someone's already doing what I'm doing. That's true. You might feel like the world's noisier than ever before. There's more marketing messages than ever before. That's true. But the fact remains, YouTube is still the best place to get discovered. It's still the second largest search engine in the world, and it's an amazing place to even start from scratch. You know, when you study experts in the space, it is amazing that new people are starting new channels and they are growing in 6 months from 0 to 1,000 to 10,000 and 100,000 subscribers. I think about Larry. He's a chartered financial analyst. He got his first 1,000 subscribers in 10 days when he started his YouTube channel. He's about to cross 100,000 subscribers, and he's basically started within the last year. And so you didn't have to start 10 years ago. You didn't have to start 5 years ago. You can still get discovered today. And you know what we've learned on YouTube? Think about Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber proved that YouTube can produce pop stars. How did he get discovered? As a musician on YouTube. So the question is, really, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be discovered for? What do you want to happen? Do you want more leads? Do you want more customers? Or do you just want to build an audience and later on you're going to figure out how to monetize and have money for the mission? The key is knowing that you should start a YouTube channel because it's a powerful place to get discovered. It's a powerful place to expand your network. If you want to connect with like-minded people, you're looking to forge and fortify powerful business relationships, life relationships, like-minded people in ministry, in a nonprofit, in some kind of an organization. When you're creating content and posting it on YouTube, it can lead to getting discovered. And honestly, my story proves this out and countless others. You know, I'm a small town kid, college dropout. I didn't have any connections in Hollywood. I grew up on 6 acres in Arlington, Washington with nanny goat and a bunch of dogs. I grew up in Arlington, Washington without any formal media training, without any formal entrepreneurship or business training. And now my world has gotten larger and expanded because I started posting YouTube content. I've been able to travel around the world, connect with some of the most influential people in business and entrepreneurship. And I have people know who I am. Why? On the other side of posting YouTube videos, of also not despising small beginnings, of starting small, of being patient, but of committing to one thing, and that is posting consistent YouTube content. So one of the reasons to start a YouTube channel right now and to go all in is to get discovered. Secondly, is to build your personal brand. Your personal brand gets stronger as you continue to post YouTube content. You know, when people discover your content or when you send it to them. Now imagine, right? You got a client. You've got somebody that is considering they want to work with you. You send them an email. You say, here's a YouTube video where I explain a little bit of our proprietary process. Here's a YouTube video where I actually share a little bit of how we've helped a client. Here's a YouTube video that kind of shows a little bit of one of the projects we worked on. When someone watches that, they get to know you and your expertise is platformed. That's a chance for your reputation to get known. That's a chance for your authority to be built. It's a chance for people to build trust with you. These are the elements of personal branding. People are actually spending time with you and they're getting to know you. It makes me think of Levi Lassick, who credits my book, YouTube Secrets, which the 2nd edition is out, by the way, and super excited. Benji and I updated the book. 80 new pages. It's out on Amazon, ebook, physical book. You can get it on Audible as well if you like audiobooks. And we actually tell Levi's story at the back of the book because he read the first edition and he started to take action on posting real estate content on YouTube. His channel is called Living in Dallas, and it's a real estate channel. But one of the things he told me, besides the fact that they did like $92 million in a year or something like that of top line real estate revenue, which led to 2.3 million in commissions. Rough numbers, those are my approximate numbers, but crazy. Him and his partner, Travis and Levi, from posting content, it led to crazy business results. But some of the stories he was telling me was what would happen is people that were moving to Dallas had been binge watching his YouTube channel. So they're getting to know him. They see his expertise. They see his knowledge of the Dallas area. They see that he is consistent and knowledgeable. And they're getting to know little nuances about him because when you hang out with somebody, just like you're hanging out with me right now, maybe even listen to the Think Media podcast, you've probably been kind of getting to know me and my weird quirks and dad jokes and, cadence and all this other stuff. Like we're spending time together. What would happen is people would oftentimes move to Dallas and he would close complete real estate deals having never even met someone. Now, real estate's a big trust game. You want to build trust with your agent. You want to get to know them. But that was what had happened. There was an acceleration of trust because he was already getting to know people. They had watched 50 videos, 100 videos. And so in some cases, he's closing contracts. It's all happening via DocuSign and email. But not just because there's some gimmick to it. It's because YouTube content helps build your personal brand. People get to know you. They see your reputation. They hear some other client testimonials, maybe if you put those up, whatever it is. And so committing to going all in on YouTube is a wise move because building your personal brand in an internet and online age is one of the most valuable assets you could ever have as an entertainer or as an educator or a business owner. It's a powerful reason to go all in right now. The next one is to make money. No doubt about it, creating consistent YouTube content can be incredibly lucrative. Data came out from Influencer Marketing Hub that there's now 2 million global content creators earning 6 figures. 2 million, right? That the fastest growing type of small business right now, Signal Fire discovered, is being a content creator. They're kind of talking about them as the new world of entrepreneurs, like work from home, startup companies, oftentimes individuals that are creating content and then monetizing it. Forbes discovered that the creator economy is evaluated, or the valuation of it right now is around 20 billion, and that by the end of the year, it's going to be over 100 billion. That is 5x growth that's happening right now in just 12 months' time. There is massive amounts of money flowing into the creator economy. And so the opportunity here and the reason to go all in is to have this confidence to know that there is money on the other side of the hustle and effort it takes to start a YouTube channel. And that money could be connected to you as a content creator, as a startup hobby creator that maybe wants to share your passion and entertain and eventually get enough views so that YouTube pays you, eventually get enough views so brands want to send you free stuff and send you money through brand sponsorships. Maybe you start a Patreon or channel memberships, and maybe you're kind of on that side of the creator economy. On the other side, you're a business owner, but maybe business is tough. Maybe you don't have enough customers or leads. Maybe you realize that as you're growing your business, competition is rising as well. And if you want to stand out and be different, listen, your business is going to stand out among others if everything else is the same, but they don't have a presence on YouTube that's educating and giving free value and letting people get to know you and putting out your reputation and letting people understand your authority and your expertise through your personal brand. You're doing that and the other competitor of yours is not doing that, you've got the advantage. It is an advantage to you to go all in on YouTube right now. The person with 50 to 100 YouTube videos platforming their expertise has an advantage over the person who's in the same industry who has not done that. The fact remains. And when you do that and you do it intelligently and you connect it to a smart sales process and smart lead capture methods and an intelligent way of setting it up to how it can be connected to your product, service, and services, you're going to generate more money. It's staggering. And, you may just be starting. And this may also sound like a lot of information right now. You may be new to the Think Media podcast, but just coming from me, heart to heart, I just transparently have a chance to sit in a lot of really weird rooms. Like I like recently just went to Miami for this invite only event at Cardone Ventures. Super strange, with like 50 other quote unquote influencers, whatever that term means. But I was in the room, and I think they added up the total top line revenue of businesses in that room and how much they were generating, and it was almost $2 billion. It was $1.96 billion of top line revenue from the entrepreneurs in that room. 99% of them are in marketing, social media, and having YouTube channels. They're not YouTubers, they're business owners, but that are understanding the power of marketing online and of marketing on social media and of marketing on YouTube. I speak at events like VidCon, Vid Summit, Traffic and Conversion Summit, Social Media Marketing World, different events. I'm about to fly to Atlanta and speak there. And the reason I share that is because I'm in all kinds of rooms where you might think, oh, this is only for a small group. You might think that there's just like a few people doing this, but like I haven't really seen the practicality of this. We threw our own event, Grow a Video Live in Las Vegas, and person after person came up to me. Now listen, they came up to me and they said, hey, 5 years ago, I was at Grow a Video Live 1, and now I'm doing $8 million a year in our business. Hey, 2 years ago, I discovered the podcast, and now I'm part-time at my job, but I've got an extra few $1,000s coming in every month, and I'm creating content and impacting people, and I love what I'm getting to do. My friends, this is real. This is practical. I'm not trying to overhype it. I am just telling you that I have the unique positioning to see, oh my gosh, there is massive money in this industry. Because add it up. $100 billion this year, 5x growth in the creator economy, that is going in people's pockets. That could be your neighbor, right? There's a book called The Millionaire Next Door. That is people. That is impacting real families, real kids, real people. And even though it's still weird at Thanksgiving dinner when, Uncle Ed is like, what are you doing? You're thinking about posting videos online of yourself? What do you think you are? Some kind of an influencer in the wild? What the heck are you doing? You're like, listen, okay, I get it. It's still kind of weird. It's still kind of weird to hold your phone up or your camera up in public and film something. If you ever try to film something somewhere, people still look at you strange. It's still sort of weird to press record and selfie. It's strange, but it's real. And friend, it's lucrative. There is real money on the other side of starting a YouTube channel and building it intentionally and strategically with smart methods. Next, to make an impact. One of the reasons you should start a YouTube channel and go all in right now, and one of the reasons you should double down if you're already on YouTube, is because you can make a real difference and make a real impact. I'm talking about change lives. I'm talking about raising money. I'm talking about raising awareness for causes that matter. Some of the things that I've been able to experience, the co-author of our book, YouTube Secrets, Benji Travis, him and his wife for 7, 8, 9 years did an event every holiday season called Dance-cember. And they'd get together different YouTube creators to dance for 24 hours. And every time a goal was raised, every time 5K or 10K was raised, there was a DJ, music would play, they would dance, camera people. They started just with a webcam and a laptop sitting on their fireplace with them and their kids. And I think they raised like 50 grand. Fast forward, they've raised almost 2 million total. I think there was years where they raised $1 million in 1 year. From why? Using their influence. What they are is they're family vloggers. So all year long, they're blessed to be able to vlog and create entertaining narratives and storylines from their family. They get to do brand deals and YouTube ad revenue, but they also were like, let me use our influence to give back. And let me also rally others so they can be a part of something where they can commit to staying up for 24 hours, bringing their audiences through different challenges and things that they did for 24 hours where they'd have different guests. And they just gather a bunch of creators together. You see this in the gaming industry. Sometimes big influencers will come together, but I want to encourage you. Even if you have a small channel or you haven't started yet, you can make an impact. The reason to start is knowing that on the other side of this, there is an impact to be made. In a day gone by, Benji and I started a channel called Video Influencers. We have interviewed now hundreds of creators, and we had a motto that was, build your influence first, which is like, you got to just start and get a few subscribers. And then you got to hit 1,000 subscribers, and then you got to get to that 10,000, and then start building your income, because you need money for the mission. Because you got to, work your day job, hustle a little bit, get your channel going. Then you get some money coming in, and then reinvest that money. So maybe you could go part-time, or maybe you could go full-time, or you're a business owner. Maybe your online YouTube efforts are generating enough income so you can hire that full-time videographer, that full-time editor. You need that income. And then ultimately, though, so you can make an impact. It's not just so you can build influence for yourself, not just so you can make income for yourself and your family, but what kind of difference can you make in the world? And I know you should maybe start with impact first, but I've just learned that you're not going to be able to impact very many people if you can't even afford to buy groceries, because you'll wither away and die before you can truly make an impact in the world. So it really leads to impact. So as Benji and Judy built their influence, they were able to do Dancember. You look at Mr. Beast, he's done all kinds of things, but he did like Team Trees. Team Trees was this campaign where people are donating money to plant a tree, and they have planted over 23,940,000 trees so far. You can look up the website, Team Trees. And that's cleaning the world's air. We need trees. We need to plant them. And so that's making a difference in all kinds of different ways. What do you care about? What moves you? What kind of difference would you want to make? And I want to encourage you, of course, do it right now where you are. But this is one of the ways to light a fire to say, hey, the reason I want to start a YouTube channel and commit to the challenges of growing that YouTube channel is not just for myself, but it's for the difference I want to make in the world. It's for the impact that I want to make. It's for the money I want to give away. It's for the resources I want to give away. It's for the lives that I want to change. This is one of the things that fuels me. In addition to our business itself, Think Media, being a place now that employs others, other people who have kids, pays people's bills through them working here. Hopefully they get to have powerful experiences. Recently, we were able to take our entire team and their spouses and children to Disneyland and hopefully be a blessing to our team, but we also want to be a blessing to the world. For example, we partner with Compassion International. We sponsor 101 kids every single month right now. We're always trying to add more, and that includes housing and food and education, and in our case, in our passion, discipleship. We love to give away a lot of money to our local church and our local churches now in a couple different states and different causes that we care about. That moves me. It actually lights me on fire because personally, I believe that the local church is the hope of the world. So I am motivated to grow the business, to generate more income, not because I need another car. My 2016 Ford Explorer Sport with 72,000 miles on it is freaking amazing, man. I still love that car. It's got a moonroof and it's turbocharged. Let's go. I'll race you on the highway, but I won't break the speed limit. Listen, I don't need another car. I am motivated by making a bigger impact. By who else can we hire? By what else can we do at Thick Media? My friend Ruslan hit, I think, 100,000 subscribers, and he did a multi-hour stream. Maybe it was a 10-hour stream or something, or all day. And he was having people, it was his birthday. He celebrated his birthday online. He said, hey, for my birthday, give to charity water. And I think he raised $10,000 or $20,000 for charity water to have wells in other countries throughout having a bunch of guests. And I was a guest on a show, and he brought on like 20 of his friends. Listen, you can connect with others and make a real impact. Our friends at vidIQ did a major thing raising money for Ukraine. A lot of their team members on the vidIQ team helping build that software that helps you with YouTube. A lot of their team members were in Ukraine, and so they did a whole thing raising money and awareness for Ukraine. My question to you is, what matters to you? What makes a difference in what would motivate you, and what kind of impact do you want to make? And I want to encourage you that one of the reasons to go all in on YouTube and create content is not just for the money you can give away, but it's also for the impact that the content itself will make on the end user. I saw some people commenting about the impact of our content at Think Media. And Cajun Ventures says, this works. I have learned so much. I have followed all your tips and hit our first $8,000 YouTube month. Previously, we were around $800 a month. That's amazing. That's 10x growth. I do everything you say, so keep them coming. Thank you. So again, that's why we do what we do at Think Media and the Think Media podcast. Honestly, it's the content itself first. It's the impact, hopefully, in your life, that the reason we do this podcast is so you can start on YouTube and grow on YouTube and monetize your YouTube and get to 800 a month and then follow the tips and get to 8,000 a month. And so the content itself, and for you, it could be encouraging people, entertaining people, helping them with their mental health, helping them generate money, helping them, like one of our students in our Video Reiki Academy program, Dr. Andrea, she helps people with chronic pain. That's a real impact. I know that's a challenge I've gone through personally with tendonitis and tendinosis and repetitive strain injury. I watched Dr. Andrea's channel. She makes a major impact in my life. Our friend Justin Coes, one of our VRA students, sent a message to Heather and said, we just had another successful launch of our Digital Missionary Academy. Another 30 pastors signed on. That's an impact. And we talk about this in our Think Media staff meetings. We don't just define success by our customer success. We think we are most successful when our customers' customers are succeeding. Let me put it another way, because you might not have customers. We don't just measure success by when our viewer or our listener experiences success. We want our listeners, our viewers to have success. It's about your audience. It's about the people you're going to impact. We, at this point in our career at Think Media, we hope we are multipliers. We're trying to help you multiply and impact more people. We're trying to help 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living doing what they love while making a difference in the world with online video and YouTube. This is a serious mission. Yes, you got to go full-time because you need money for the mission. Yes, you got to pay your bills because you need money for the mission. But we are serious about helping purpose-driven people, people that want to make a difference bigger than themselves, people that want to make an impact, and helping them not just generate money, but ultimately make a difference in the world. All right, and number 5, which is actually 10 of our 2-part series, and I actually have a bonus one that I got to share with you as well, so stick around until the end. But number 5 is create community. One of the reasons to go all in on YouTube is to create community. What I've learned is that as you create content on YouTube, you will gather people of similar interest. Whether you do this through channel memberships, of course, as people subscribe. But what I've learned is that this leads to in-person friendships and connections. If you're on YouTube long enough, eventually there's probably, and that's up to you. You might be like, I don't want to see anybody. I'm an introvert. I don't want to go in public. That's fine. It's entirely up to you. But what I've learned is that it's amazing that a lot of online connections have led to in-person relationships, whether that's meeting up at an event. You know, we're based here in Las Vegas at Think Media. And we have a thing called vegasinfluencers.com. If you want to go to vegasinfluencers.com, you can sign up. All it is just a database for when we do local Las Vegas meetups. We just send out an email to let people know where the time and place is and information about it. And so if you're in Vegas or you're in Arizona or California, or you just want to know, vegasinfluencers.com. We have had 10 people, 30 people, 50 people. We've had people fly in for it. And we've had these incredible connections and meaningful moments with people because we started a YouTube channel and we started posting content on YouTube first. We've had people that have joined the Think Media team. John Nacarado, who helps us with brand deals, he came to a Vegas influencers meetup. That's when we first met him. Now John and Tanya, some of our favorite people in the world. At the time of recording this, just last night, we were together, barbecuing together, hanging out. We met because of YouTube. And I start to think about how enriched my life has been. I met Heather Torres, actually on Twitter, the host of the Think Media podcast and the chief operation officer and one of the content creators at Think Media, because I was creating content on YouTube. She reached out and followed me when they moved to Vegas, and the rest is history, and that's a story for another day. But because of posting YouTube content, my world has gotten bigger. My relationship network has gotten bigger. Some of my best friends, some of the people that have totally transformed my life, and hopefully I've transformed their life, and all of our lives together have gotten bigger. Friend, this might seem a little idealistic or a little bit like a dream, like, man, I just don't know if all that could be true. And I'm not even saying what scale it will be. All I am saying is I know this, that this is countless people's story, that when they punched fear in the face and they just mustered the courage to start their YouTube channel, that their world got bigger, that online community turns into in-person meetups and events, that you start to meet people you never would have known you would meet. You might wonder, I don't know if I could ever find somebody who thinks like me, or who'd want to work like me, who would want to share this dream that I have. Or maybe there's something you want to be a part of. You build your portfolio, you build up your channel, you eventually collaborate with somebody else. There's some synergy that happens there. The truth is this, though, if you stay a consumer, that won't happen. But when you step into the creation game, then one of the things that happens is you can create community. This is a reason to go all in. And you know that I'm a small town kid. I grew up in Marysville, Washington, and Arlington, Washington, and my world was not that big. But as I began to just post videos on YouTube, I didn't know that any of this stuff was going to happen. So you can just take it on the authority of me now looking back over 10 years later and saying, wow, I'm just so glad that I started to post videos, and that I kept learning, and that I kept investing in myself, and that I just kept saying yes, and I kept, doing hard things and working with freelance clients and reaching out for collaborations and getting denied for collaborations and inviting people to be interviewed and getting denied and they don't want to be interviewed, but then also eventually getting a yes and going to an event and sleeping in weird hotels that the AC is broken and it's super hot and muggy, and just all the different experiences that have happened over the last 10 years. But I've learned that community is created when you punch fear in the face and start a channel. And I want to share one bonus tip with you as well, to also encourage you for another reason to go all in with starting a YouTube. But as I recap, number one, if you missed part one, definitely listen to part one, because that was the 5 internal reasons. Number 2, these are the external reasons. To recap, number 1, get discovered. Number 2, personal branding. Number 3, make money. Number 4, make an impact. And number 5, create community. And when you put all of these together, it's 10 reasons to go all in on YouTube right now. Is it going to be easy? Of course not. Is there challenges? Yes. But it's worth it. I believe you'll internally be transformed, and your external world and business and brand will be transformed as a result of starting and committing to posting consistent YouTube content. But I want to give you a bonus reason really quick, and also just encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to the Think Media podcast, of course on audio, just make sure you're subscribed so they're always being sent to your phone. We're going to be releasing some audio-only episodes, so you'll want to make sure if you're just on YouTube, definitely check out the audio podcast, because we're going to have some audio-only ones. Wherever you listen to this, though, make sure you're subscribed, because coming up, I'm going to have my friend Matt Bontrager on the show. And depending on actually when this comes out, you may actually just go back and find this in the archive, because this already happened in terms of the continuity of our episodes. But ultimately, here's number 11, and here's what Matt's going to be talking about. You should go all in on YouTube to get tax advantages because you're starting a small business. When you start a YouTube channel and you do it just as a professional, you actually don't have to get an LLC. Now, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a lawyer. Just as a sole proprietor, you can now start getting write-offs that other people don't have, because starting a YouTube channel is starting a business. You can start writing off a camera, writing off home office space in your home, writing off your computer, writing off your office chair. You could start writing off travel to YouTube and educational events. You could start writing off dinners with people you're collaborating with and shooting YouTube videos with, because that's all part of your business. Certain trips could become relevant write-offs because you're creating content on the trips. It could be certain vehicles or percentages of vehicles and things that you're using. Now, this is not financial advice. It will be from Matt. So I just want to say, in addition to everything else, Definitely listen to part one and listen and make sure you're subscribed to the episodes that we're doing with Matt Bontrager, because this is a serious key. I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it really helped me understand that like taxes is one of the biggest bills you will ever pay. You may not even think about it. Friend, this is a major key. And we want to give you more information and tips about this from an expert CPA who we personally use, and he's going to be breaking everything down.